the heat.
He struck him out. Felix is fired up. Mariners win.
Well, here we go.
We are ready.
We're fired up.
Are you?
Enjoy the ride.
It's time. It's time for Mariners baseball.
Has thrown a no-hitter.
Go Mariners.
Mariners win.
You may want to circle this date on your Mariner calendar. It's opening day. Welcome to the journey. You gotta love it. The setting is perfect. Baseball is back. And today the Mariners open against the division champion Texas Rangers under blue skies at 83-degree temperatures. They are ready for action, and so are we here on Root Sports. Delighted to be with you again, everybody. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew, as Felix Hernandez takes on Cole Hamels and the Texas Rangers. Been waiting for this for a long time. And Michael, let's get it going.
For new manager Scott Service, leading things off, it'll be Aoki. Nelson Cruz is going to be the cleanup hitter. You'd like to see him repeat his year from last year. 44 home runs for him, 300 batting average. And Robinson Cano now, great spring, healthy, good to see him back in the line. Adam Lynn in 29 games here in this ballpark, a 331 batting average with 12 home runs and 35 RBIs in the lineup today. He will bat seventh, and Martin is going to hit ninth for the Mariners against his former team. You know he'd like to score a couple of runs in this one today. Cole Hamels will be on the mound for the Rangers. You look at his numbers last year, well over 200 innings for him. He had 215 strikeouts. He did give up 22 home runs. Good fastball in the low to mid 90s. His best pitch is a changeup. He'll also use a cutter and a curveball. And we'll take a look at the defense for the Rangers. Have to be careful out in right field. Chu, one of the best throwing arms in Major League Baseball. So Maniac is the new third base coach for the Mariners. I'm sure aware of that. You have the Gold Glover. Adrian Beltre is at third base. Mitch Moreland has taken over at first now with Prince Fielder being the DH. And look at Chirinos, the catcher. He will be tested in this series. The Mariners are going to try to run on him. And Cole Hamels last year in 4 starts against the Mariners, a 2-1 record, ERA right at 4. So the Mariners did a pretty good job against him. And last year, you'd like to get his pitch count up here early if you can.
This is a Texas ball club that got off to a rocky start, finished strong. They ran down the Houston ball club to win the West, going 28-17 over their last 45 games. They're managed by Jeff Bannister, the American League Manager of the Year. This is his second year at the helm. It'd been 29 years with the Pirate organization, and here's Scott Service, who spent 6 years here in Texas as a player development guy. First pitch, strike one to Nori Aoki. Jim Joyce has been an umpire since 1987 in the big leagues, calling balls and strikes, working with Marvin Hudson, James Hoy, and Chad Fairchild. So here we are playing baseball, and it counts. Yes. Not too deep straight away is how they play Aoki. Beltre in on the grass. Bouncing ball to Odor. And there's one down. Good crowd on hand here at Globe Life Park, Arlington, Texas. Basically across the street, if you will, from Jerry's World, AT&T Stadium, where the Cowboys play, where they had 101,000 people last night for WrestleMania. I can't believe I just gave them a pop, but I did, and it's over with. Here's Ketel Marte. Marte showed well, particularly the second half of spring. Hamels a quick worker.
I think the thing when we watched him in spring training is just the amount of confidence that he had played with. I think he played well last year when he was eventually called up to the big club. But I think that you can see what he did in spring training. 364 average, was on base a lot.
He's one of the guys you want to see running before long here. Heading the count. Bouncing ball, Elvis Andrews. 2 down. Also on hand here, one-time principal owner, one of the owners of the Texas Rangers in the red cap, George Bush, George W. Bush, 43rd President of the United States, and his wife. Lovely wife Laura there.
It was great to see Robinson Cano healthy in spring training.
Made all the difference in the world, didn't it?
It did. You can see the 7 home runs. One of the things that we noticed right away is that he was pulling the ball with authority. The breaking ball from him was right there. Last year on the inside fastball, more times than not, because of the injury that he had to fight that pitch off. But in spring training, a couple line home runs down the right field line.
Line drive, right field. Gone! A home run for Robbie Cano. What a start! Got it on an 0-1 pitch, and the Mariners are on the board here in 2016. Cano with his first blast. You were just talking about line drive.
Right on cue. We saw this the entire spring, and the thing that's impressive about it is, one, it's a left-handed pitcher, one of the best lefties. First pitch breaking ball comes back. This is a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. It's probably middle in. And he turns on it and lines it into the seats. I wasn't sure it was going to be high enough to get over the wall and right, as it just cleared it, but they got out of here in a hurry.
Quick strike here by the Mariners. Here's Nelson Cruz, the former Texas Ranger, greeted some lusty boos here by the big crowd here at Globe Life Park. Cruz 3 for 8 career against Cole Hamels. Homestick with another huge year last year. Hope he's got another 40 home run season in him. He got up to an 0 for 15 start, then heated up down the stretch. At one point we had him for 6 for 21, and 3 of them were home runs. Spring wound down.
And he started to hit the ball hard towards the end of camp the last week or so, so hopefully he's feeling a lot better about himself. We showed you the 4 home runs that he hit. You're going to see that quite a bit from Hamels. You saw the fastball at 94. That was a cutter in on his hands at 89.
On a 2 to Nelly, 2 out, a run in. Way upstairs. '83 degrees here in Arlington, Texas. And Nelly went chasing. Chirinos will throw down the first to complete it, but a good start nonetheless for the Mariners. 0-1 pitch. Cano lines one out of here. First run of the season. And Robbie Cano picking up where he left off in spring training. A line drive home run. Mariners lead it 1-0. Texas coming to bat. Felix Hernandez making his 8th consecutive opening day start. He's 6-0 with a 1.49 ERA in those 8 career opening day starts. Here's a look at the lineup he'll face.
Speed in the leadoff spot, and Delino DeShields want to keep him off the bases. He can run and will run. See Adrian Beltre, the cleanup hitter today. Then you move down the line. Eden Desmond, former shortstop, Washington Nationals, now going to play left field. He will hit 6. Odor had a very good spring, and he hurt the Mariners last year. He can run. He will bunt for a base hit, but if he gets in a good count, he'll also hit one out of the ballpark. And we'll take a look at Felix Hernandez. 18 wins last year for Felix, over 200 innings, again 191 strikeouts to 58 walks.
Doesn't get any better than this. Opening day, and the king of the mound. First pitch is in there for a strike to Delino DeShields. Seager step in on the grass at third. That pitch inside and hit him.
Take a look at the defense for the Mariners. Martin in center field. You're really going to enjoy watching him track down the baseball, and he also has a strong throwing arm. Cruz will get the start in right. And you have the Gold Glover, Kyle Seager, at third base. Another Gold Glover in Cano out at second. Chris Iannetta getting his first start for the Mariners behind the plate. Take a look at this fastball inside, right off the elbow of DeShields. One of the things to watch early in this game with Felix is his first few outings in spring training was having a tough time commanding his fastball. He was up in the zone as he hits DeShields with that fastball.
The other thing, too, is we pointed out how aggressive teams were in that first inning. He came at it. We saw him, what, 3 times, 4 times, and they were in major attack mode.
Trying to swing early in counts, not wanting to fall behind.
Shin-Soo Choo. Sensational second half last year in particular. DeShields is back. Choo, 387 hitter in September with a 500 on-base percentage, and he slugged .613. So after the first half, he went 221 with 11 homers and 38 runs batted in. Big part of the reason why they had so much success. It fouled off. Rangers went 88-74, going from the worst record in the division in 2014 to the top of the heap. Outfield shaded a couple of steps towards right for Choo. DeShields doesn't go. Ground ball. Oh, smothered nicely by Lynn. They get the lead runner. Felix covering. Choo's a good runner. There's a board on the fielder's choice, but a nice play by Adam Lind.
We'll take a look at Adam. Ball was hit hard, able to get to it, and more importantly, get the lead runner. You could see Marte in the inside part of the base right there to give him a throwing lane. Choo clearly safe at first.
Well, we expect Lind to hit. If he can provide that kind of defense, that's a huge bonus.
No, you're right. I think we weren't sure if he was going to start against a left-handed pitcher, but as I mentioned, he's hit well in this ballpark and hit well against Hamill, so he's in the starting lineup.
Prince Fielder looks at a strike.
Mariners have the shift on with Fielder hitting.
6-time All-Star, including last year, Prince Fielder. 3rd year with Texas. Good numbers last year. 305, 23 homers, 98 runs batted in, but the King to this point owns him. It's just 2 for 25. Runner goes, got a good jump. Here's the throw down to second, a little bit late. Iannetta did a heck of a job.
They're going to call interference on Fielder.
Batter's out, runner back to first.
Take a look at Chris Iannetta. Tough pitch. He's able to pick it cleanly, and then Fielder comes right across in front of him, and there is contact there. And Chris turns around and lets Jim Joyce know right away that there was interference. I think that was a good call.
Prince trying to get out of the way, doing the right thing, but he went in the wrong direction. And the Mariners benefit. Put out to Iannetta.
I'm not sure that Prince could have done much about it. You can see him moving his feet, and then he falls forward, and I don't think he could stop his momentum at that point.
Perfect. Well, he'd have loved to have cleared without making contact.
And I think that's what the argument is right here, that there was nothing that he could do about it. But Jim Joyce made the call right away.
2 down, runner at first. Not an animated discussion to this point. Bannister pleading his case. Mr. Joyce is the arbiter. He's going to have the final say.
That was a great pick by Iannetta.
Good call.
On the curveball.
Right. Down and in with the guy in front of you.
It was almost an in-between hop, which is difficult for infielders to handle. But I'll take a look at it right here. Here's the curveball. Catches it clean. The only reason why he was able to finish the play.
Fielder's out. And put out to the catcher. 2 away. Runner at first. 2 had to return. That'll bring up the cleanup man, Adrian Beltre. Sixth season with the Texas Rangers. 4-time All-Star. 4-time Gold Glover. So Shin-Soo Choo. He's at first base. Mariners lead 1-0 on a Robinson Cano home run. Felix going against his good buddy right here. Beltre, a .239 hitter against Felix.
I think it's been the last couple of years. I think Beltre had the best of that matchup early on. It's been the last few years that Felix has started to work on that batting average to get it down to .230.
Was it 2 years ago he hit him with a pitch, and I think it's gone Felix's way since then. He hit him with a pitch up in Seattle. And I don't think necessarily with malice, but the purpose was served. Got him off the plate a little bit because he was wearing Felix out. (2-0) to count the Beltre. How about this one on Adrian? Of players all time who have played the majority of their games at third base, he ranks behind only Mike Schmidt, Eddie Matthews, Chipper Jones, and Darrell Evans in home runs. He's got 413. Evans is next at 414. That's a serious list.
And you can see that the Mariners pitching did a good job against him last year, hitting just 197 against the Mariners.
Key generator for this Rangers offense. 3-0 pitch coming. Got the corner. Mitch Moreland on deck. Big pitch here, 3-1. Walked it.
Strange inning so far for Felix.
Very much so.
It's the first batter he faces this year to start things off. Interference call. Now a walk to Beltre.
There's Mitch Moreland. 23 homers, 85 runs, batted in last year. Willis would be bearing down, trying to end the inning right here with Moreland with a couple of men aboard.
And the Mariners will put the shift on. We talked about that quite a bit during spring training. Scott Service, the new manager, used the shift right away in spring training. You can see the defense.
Butterflies for Scott Service, first big league game as a manager. He remembers what it felt like as a player. He said, looking forward to the real routine starting tomorrow. He said, I'm in a better spot today. I was a little uptight yesterday, going through scouting reports, talking to everybody. Better today. And then tomorrow will be the normal baseball routine. And Felix does get Moreland. Iannetta throws down the Lynn to complete it. So Felix in a little trouble. Strands 2. We go to the second inning here in Texas. The Mariners lead at 1-0. Baseball here on Root Sports, being brought to you by your local Ford stores. By Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting star of Mike and Molly, Billy Gardell, May 14th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. 1-0 Mariners on a Robinson Cano home run. Weird first inning for Felix Hernandez. A hit batter gets an out on an interference call on fielder. Then strikes out Moreland on a pitch in the dirt. Iannetta throws him out at first. Okay, we're underway. Let's go. There's Kyle Seager.
Maybe it's opening day nerves. Get through a couple of innings.
Honestly. Seager, as you're well familiar, wears out pitching here in Texas. High fly ball, deep right center. Carrying back and out of here. 2-0 Mariners. Kyle Seager on a 1-0 pitch leaves the yard. Kyle Hamels touched up here.
Yeah, Kyle Seager was one of the best against left-handed pitching last year as far as power goes. 26 home runs, 13 of them off of lefties. That's a big improvement for Kyle. He's off to a good start this year. Again, another fastball, and he turns on it. 407 feet out to that part. You can see it right there.
That's his 8th career home run in this ballpark. That's a big boy blast. Franklin Gutierrez DHing today. We'll see him in the lineup again tomorrow in right field. Mariners touched up Hamels twice with the home run. You had to have had a part that was your ballpark on the road. Which was
this was one of them. This was a good park to hit in. We talked about it, you know, and the ball really carries out to right.
And that's where you used to. That was your stroke. You had good power right center.
And if that's the case, it'll keep you on the ball longer.
Right.
You don't feel that you have to do too much with it. And the other part about this ballpark, and you'll see it in the 3 days, it's fast. The ball will get through the infield quickly. The outfielders are going to have to hustle.
Because if it's a grounder in the gap, it's going to scoot.
They can get all the way to the wall in a hurry.
In most places, you can cut it off, hold a guy to a single. Home run Cano, home run Seager leading off here in the second. Goody's got a 2-2 count. 4 for 11 against Hamels. Swing and a miss. Come down, second strikeout for Hamels. So Edgar Martinez, the only member of the coaching staff returning from last year's crew. Seen some good work here in the first 2 inning and change.
Well, when he took over the job last year, we also saw an improvement with this club.
There's Adam Lind, his first official at bat as a Mariner. A good home run guy for Milwaukee and for Toronto.
He is 3 for 8 with a home run against Hamels. I mentioned his numbers in this ballpark. He missed it in 29 games, a .331 average, 12 home runs, and 35 RBIs.
So he's taken his highlighter on the calendar and found all 3 trips to Texas. Backs up Moreland, feeds to Hamels, and that will do it here. Make that second, beg your pardon, second out. How about the home run numbers there against righties?
How about just 2 against lefties last year?
Man,
and already 2 with Cano and Seager.
Yep. Chris Iannetta making his Mariner regular season debut here. He had a solid spring swing in the back. 227 doesn't sound gaudy, but an on-base guy. That's one of the main reasons why they brought him. A couple of years ago, led all catchers in on-base percentage.
Jerry DiPoto knows him well when he was with the Angels.
Infield, outfield, playing pretty much straight up to Shields, a couple steps towards left. Shields at center. Mariners last year, there's your 2 home run guys. Mariners hit .264 against left-hand pitching last year, .241 against righties. 2-2.
That was the good changeup again. Last year, opponents hit just 196 against his changeup.
Time called. Here's the 2-2. Lays off it. Chris Iannetta, Kyle Seager. University of North Carolina products. They'll be fired up for tonight's game. And this young man right here, Leonys Martin, walked into the ballpark with him. He's fired up to be back here. Got his big league career started. 3-2. And Iannetta's aboard. First walk issued by Hamels. Hey, to Kings Court, it's back in session at Safeco Field. King Felix takes him out for his first home start next Sunday, this coming Sunday against the A's. Your $30 ticket's going to include the brand new Kings Court t-shirt and K-card, so go to mariners.com/Felix to get your seat. Leonys Martin, welcome a son last Thursday in Miami to join 2 sisters. He's thrilled to be back here at Globe Life Park. First time he had a chance to go to the visiting team clubhouse. That was yesterday during the workout. 9-2. Good way for him to start the season too in familiar environments. He knows this outfield better than anyone. Taken off is Iannetta. Throw down to second by Chirinos. Got him. So he's caught 2-6, but a highlight of the inning, Kyle Seager. His first homer of the season is 8th in this ballpark. He joins Cano in a home run parade. 2-0 Mariners. All right, Angie, thank you very much. There's Ian Desmond coming over from the Washington Nationals. First pitch swinging as a Ranger grounds out to Cano. And there's one out. They're the home run guys, your third baseman and your second baseman, respectively. Kyle Seager and Robbie Cano. Once they get that, check that off the board. First home run, got it. First inning.
First at bat.
You can't beat it. Here's a guy we've learned to admire, Rougned Odor. Tough player.
Had a good spring. He runs well. He's not afraid to bunt for a hit. Kyle Seager aware of that. He's in on the grass at third, which Kyle typically will play further back than most third basemen. But if he gets into a good count, he can also hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Scott Service talking about seeing Odor at a showcase in Tampa when he was 16 years old. He was there, he said, because his son was in it. He kept seeing this kid Odor. Looked like he was overmatched. He said next thing you know, a few years later, Scott sees this kid. It's the same guy. And here's the product. And the top second baseman going. Scott, player development director here for the Rangers. 5-6 years. It's behind 2-1. Swing ball to his opposite number, Mr. Cano.
We talk a lot about Felix and his changeup, but it's been his curveball that's been a big pitch for him, and he's starting to use it more every year. You can see up 6% from last year. And look at that average against a 141 batting average against Felix on his curveball. Slugging just 169 last year against his curveball. We saw it a lot in spring training, and he had a good curveball going again. I spoke to him about it, why he started using it more, and he said he had to give them something different to look at than his changeup all the time.
What did you think of his fastball during the spring?
I thought the first couple outings he really struggled with the command of it. And I like that he made some adjustments. 2 outings before we started things up, he was really good. That's when he pitched deeper in the game. His last outing, he ended up going 3 innings. I think he was scheduled to go 2, wanted to go that 3rd inning.
Yeah, he didn't throw that many pitches. Yeah.
And he wanted to work on his command, because in that 1st inning of that game, he was up in the zone. And typically for Felix, when things are going right for him, he's down, especially with the type of movement that he gets with his fastball.
Shortstop Elvis Andrus, 1-1 count. Way out in front.
And so far today, his fastball right around 90, 91 miles an hour. And that's basically what we saw from him in the spring.
Given that curveball, given a changeup, that fastball look even more than 90?
It does. And he's so deceiving with his windup. You and I were talking about that before the game. He hides the ball.
Scoop there by Ionetta, 2-2. And that's a factor you don't hear that said about a lot of pitchers. The fact that he hides it so well.
Well, with Felix, it's a number of years ago when he started that turn, but you basically can read his name on his back, and then all of a sudden he just comes flying to home plate.
Tee-out turn.
That's a good look at the new pitching coach, Mel Stottlemyre. Mel even talked about Felix wanted to see him command his fastball, do a better job of that. I think he was happy with what he saw the last couple of outings in spring.
Martine about 4 steps towards right center for Elvis Andrus. Pitch. And he walked him. Second walk issued by Felix. Comes with 2 outs. Bring up the catcher, Robinson Chirinos. This week only, T-Mobile customers can get a free season-long subscription to MLB.TV Premium. Go to T-Mobile.com/MLB to sign up now. Catch every moment of America's fastest-growing LTE network. Happy opening day, everybody, and happy Felix Day. Mariners lead 2-0. Home runs by Cano in the 1st inning, and Seager leading off the 2nd inning. Right now, Felix trying to end this Texas Rangers 2nd inning. 2 out and a man aboard. Chirinos hit .232 last year with 10 homers, 34 runs batted in. Fair ball, Seager's there and throws him out. Nice inning for Felix. To the 3rd inning we go. He only needed 12 pitches there. He leads it 2-0. Festive atmosphere. All right.
Crowd was here early today.
Jeff Bannister said he got here around 5, and there were people here. I don't know if these folks were here at 5, but they're having a good time. They did before the game. Make sure you stick around after the game. The Mariners post-game, it's presented by Delta Airlines. A little Latin flavor. to your opening day. There's Martin. He was at the dish when Iannetta tried to advance on the ball in the dirt and was thrown out by Chirinos.
And he was quickly 0-2. First pitch strike in this at bat.
Bouncing ball to Odor. There's the ball, 1 out. Get back to the top of the order. Nori Aoki.
That's it. Throwing strikes, 34 pitches so far, 20 strikes for Hamels.
Aoki grounded out to Odor, the second baseman. He's been a good on-base percentage guy. Beltre's in at third, protect against a possible bunt.
353 on base percentage for him in his career. It's off to a slow start this spring, but really picked things up the last couple of weeks.
Doesn't strike out much. Outfield shallow and straight away for Nori. Off the fist right to Beltre, 2 down.
Jams him with a fastball. As Dave mentioned, right to Beltre. Easy play for him.
Two out, nobody on. Ketel Marte ground out to short. 0 for 1. Beltre, great third baseman. Probably the best of his generation during his time. Of course, enjoyed him during his days in Seattle. (1-0) to Marte. Up the middle. Boy, that ball did take off. Elvis Andrus, fine play. He cut it off. Ball was picking up speed on the bounce. Didn't matter to Elvis. 7-pitch inning for Cole Hamels. Nice pirouette and a throw right on the money. Mariners retired 1-2-3 in the third. Here in Root Sports, being brought to you by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. By Steel. To find your local Steel dealer, visit steeldealers.com. And by the Honda Dream Garage Sales Event, now at your Honda dealer. You're enjoying nice temperature here in Anaheim. It's 83 degrees at first pitch. Our records go back to 87, and that would make this the hottest opening day the Mariners have had, surpassing the 74-degree day in Anaheim in 1990. There's one other opening day game in Anaheim, but we don't have records for that. As the Shields shows bunt, brings in Seager and takes ball one. Top of the order here for the Rangers. The Shields, Chu, and Fielder. Shields hit by a pitch. Open up the home first on an 0-1 pitch. And you're right about keeping him off the bases. 25 out of 33 steals last year. 2-1.
He will run. Chu will try to steal. Desmond can run. Odor, of course. Andrews. And a number of guys that will try to take extra bases.
2-1. Hit well, right field, backing up Cruz, but he's there. One away here in the Ranger third. Follow Mariners baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up to the moment with game day, live game, video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Shin-Soo Choo reached on a fielder's choice. Joyce barking it out. One. Good all-around player, runs well. I mentioned earlier, Mike, one of the better arms we've seen in right field. He and Parra might be the two best arms we've seen in the last few years.
I would agree with you. He hit the ball hard his first time out. It was a fine play by Adam Lind at first and take a hit away from him. We're hoping he gets off to a better start than he did last year. Really struggled in the first half.
That was tough. 221. He finished up 343 in the second half. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Chu. Felix Hernandez, another opening day assignment. His 11th opening day as a big leaguer. Same number of opening days for Robinson Cano. That hit him, he came close, missed him. Now that's a Mariner fan. Came with the crown and everything. You got the big man 34 on the mound.
Looks good.
Yes, it does. Keeping himself nice and cool. He'll probably graduate to the king size can before we get out of here. Easy fly ball left field for Aoki. His first put out as a Mariner.
Talked about Felix's curveball again, how much he uses it. Obviously, since 2013 to last year, it's gone up quite a bit. And you have to look at the slugging numbers against his curveball, how much it's improved for him. Just a 169 slugging against his curveball. It's one of the best in the business. Just another weapon for Felix, go along with the great changeup.
Fielder out on an interference call. His first time up.
Mariners have the shift on again. You can see Cano out on the grass towards right field.
Came prepared, got the king towels. This 83 feels a heck of a lot better than the 103 we get usually in our second trips in here in July, August. Felt for the Yankees and the Astros, you get fired up for opening day and they got rained out or weathered out in New York. Those tornadoes and all that weather system from the southeast moved up East Coast. Big hack there by Fielder.
And a good changeup. Felix didn't want to give in to him. Fielder taking a chance he was going to get a fastball, but this is the changeup and he's out in front of it.
Big leg kick by Prince. He thought he was going to feast. 2-1 pitch. 2-2. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts thus far for Felix.
We talk about Felix and his stuff all the time because it is exceptional. But the other thing that he does, one of the things that really separates him, is he will not give in to hitters. He can throw all of his pitches for strikes in any count.
And he went upstairs to strike out fielder. On 1, 2, 3, third as the King rings up his second strikeout. This guy goes, I salute the King. 2-0 Mariners. Let's go back in time for Geico this date in MLB history. First game at Jacobs Field, Mariners against the Indians, April 4 of '94, ceremonial first pitch. President Bill Clinton, Rich Amaral with first batter. First hit, Eric Anthony, a solo home run in the third. Mike Flowers in the first single. What were the circumstances surrounding the first single in that ballpark?
Which I believe was in the 5th inning. Yeah, I wasn't starting in that game. Edgar was starting at third base in the game. Dennis Martinez was pitching for the Indians. And I believe in Edgar's first at bat, he ended up hitting him on the wrist. And Edgar went on the disabled list. So I was sitting down at the end of the bench minding my own business. And the next thing you know, I was a pinch runner and in the ball game.
Hey, kid. How many years were you in the bigs at that point?
That would have been my second full year. Yeah. I remember that was a nice day in Cleveland, too.
I'll bet it was.
Didn't stay that way, but.
Here's Cano. A little weak line drive to the shortstop, Andrews. Is that one of those, like, start out at 65 and end up at 35 degrees?
No, the day was nice. It was the following days that were not as nice.
Sort of like 07 when we got to see all of the Masters on TV during the snowstorm.
That's right.
Don't forget, home opener coming up on Friday. Ken Griffey Jr. will be throwing out the first pitch. Ellie Cruz struck out first time. It's called the Tanako. My goodness, it's inspired by Nelson Cruz and the boomstick when he was here with the Rangers. 2-0 count. 3-0. Tell you what, I like saying boomstick baby, but I'm not indulging in that stuff.
No. I like seeing them with a 3-0 count, though.
Let it ride. 3-1. 3-2 count to Nelson Cruz, who was 3 for 9 with a home run career against Cole Hamels. fielder Desmond is deep. Here's the payoff. Foul ball.
Came back with a 3-2 changeup. A little bit surprised that Nelson took the 3-0 fastball.
Same here. See what gives. Beltrake close to the line at third. There's A.J. Hinton. See the center fielder who shields a couple steps towards left. Couple home runs by Cano and Seager have the Mariners in front. And Cruz takes ball 4. Second walk issued by Cole Hamels. Now Seager had a 1-0 count here, Mike.
Fastball, middle of the plate. Put it out to center field, 407 feet for his first home run. Had that sound, didn't it?
Sure did. We have enjoyed watching Mr. Seager have so much home run success here in this building. That home run is 8th here. 15th career against Texas pitching.
His home run numbers continue to go up year after year. 26 home runs for him last year. Already won. Had a good conversation with him in spring training, and I asked him what he wanted to improve on this year, and right away, without hesitating, I thought maybe he would talk about his power numbers a little bit. No, he said his batting average. He wants to hit for a better average. And with team shifting against him, I will not be surprised if he hits the ball the other way quite a bit more, which is what he did when he first came up to the big leagues. But once he was the everyday third baseman, he felt he had to hit for more power,
sure,
which is true, and he was able to make that adjustment.
Seager, an all-star a couple of years ago. 20+ home runs his last 4 seasons. He's gone with a big swing and a miss for Hamels, his 3rd strikeout. And there's 2 away. Let's take a look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. Check out the West from last year. The Astros, boy, they looked good for a long time until these Rangers ran them down. Mariners finishing 4th. And the Athletics bringing up the rear. 2 outs, man at first. Franklin Gutierrez struck out on a 2-2 pitch. Strike 1 to Goody. Struck out 3 times in a game last week. It's been a little bit of a downslide after a really good run to begin the spring. .250 hitter with 4 home runs during spring.
I thought it was interesting looking at those standings and the Rangers, how well they played in the second half. Big part of it was they were able to get Hamels, who went 7-1 for him. But I think the biggest adjustment was to their bullpen. They went out and they were able to get some power arms out in the bullpen.
The Diekman kid can rush it up there. Tollison had a good year.
Dyson.
Way inside.
So they hit him.
Goody's aboard. 1st and 2nd for the Mariners.
Take a look at it. Yep. Just above the knee.
Opportunity for Adam Lynn to do some damage. Cruz at 2nd. Gutierrez at 1st. 1st inning home run by Cano. Seager led off the 2nd with a home run. That's your scoring to this point. Here we go. First pitch. It's in there for strike. Lind will get most of the action for the Mariners. And how about Dae-Ho Lee making this club? Big Korean slugger, right-hander. Look forward to seeing him get a chance to play. Folded.
Martin Perez, another lefty, is going tomorrow night, so maybe that'll be his first start.
Work to do for Adam behind 0-2. Grounded out the first. That's in the second inning. Almost trying to wriggle out of some problems here. And he does. Strikeout number 4. Mariners strand 2. Good news, they lead 2-0. And you, Bill, thank you. 4, 5, and 6 coming up here for the Rangers. In the 4th, there's your pitch count for Felix. Beltre, Moreland, and Desmond. Great call there by Mr. Joyce. Strike 1. Beltre walked in a 3-1 pitch. Two.
Scott Service, the new manager for the Mariners, was talking to him about this moment, opening day. And he said that Felix could make it easy on him, just go 8 innings and make things easy for him. Because he talked a lot about having to make the moves out in the bullpen and bringing guys in.
And that's going to be probably his biggest challenge.
Yeah,
right?
I would agree with that.
How does he handle the bullpen? How do they perform? Talking to Jerry Dipoto the other day, said all rides on Steve Cishek. If he can stay in his slot, everybody else will stay in theirs. As Marte throws out Beltre. Marte in his first opening day. Good for him. Hey, round up the family and head to Safeco Field next Tuesday for the first Safeco Insurance Grand Slam Family Package night of the season. Get a ticket, a hot dog, and a Pepsi for one special package value price. Go to Mariners.com to get your tickets. Mitch Moreland, a strikeout victim, the first of the day for Felix. That ended the first inning. Shift on for Mitch. Off-speed pitch, strike one.
One of the difference for the Mariners, you can see again where Cano is playing. That's one of the differences with this shift now and the new coaching staff they have. He's playing quite a bit deeper than he had in the past.
Before it was only, what, a couple, 3 steps?
Yeah.
About 15, 20 feet back now. What a one to Moreland.
That's a good look.
Moreland, a 278 hitter last year, 23 homers, 85 runs batted in. Mariners are going to see plenty of Texas. 6 in the first 9 games against these Rangers. Mariners play 3 here, then come home for the home opener on Friday night. Make sure you get your tickets and be there early. It's interesting talking to Ryan Rowland-Smith last week, the former Mariner. He said nobody does opening day better than the Mariners. Center field, Martin. He's back there to make the catch. Man, they got a nice, easy jump. Smooth, no problem, no panic.
Covers a lot of ground. Strong throwing arm. We're going to see a lot of this. He makes it look easy. Fighting the sun a little bit.
Got the big glove, too. You know, Cespedes might need a license for his glove. It's so big.
Still dropped the ball yesterday.
Yeah, he did. Right to him. Kansas City beat the Mets last night. It was Ian Desmond. Desmond, first pitch swinging. Leading off the second, grounded out to Cano. Desmond had an off year with the Nats last year, hitting just .233, but he did hit 19 homers and 62 runs batted in. Converted shortstop, 7 years in our nation's capital. Felix ahead 1-2. Felix has struck out 2 and walked 2, and he's hit a batter. Desmond, a little dribbler. And he just stayed on the bag, Adam Lind. Nice job as Felix. An opening day gem again. He's 6-0 with a 1.49 ERA and 8 career opening day starts. Doing well here through 4 in a 2-0 lead. All right, right now let's take a look at our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Take you back to the first inning. 0-1 pitch to Robinson Cano. That line drive, first row, and gone.
We were talking about he's healthy. 94-mile-an-hour fastball in the inside corner, and he was able to turn it around.
Robbie with a sensational second half last year, that with a double hernia, which he had operated on and successfully operated on last October in Philadelphia. 8-9-1 coming up for the Mariners here in the fifth. Iannetta, Martin, and Aoki against Cole Hamels. Iannetta first time up, walked. Third big league team for Iannetta. Started out with Colorado and the Angels. There's that fast infield you talked about. Base hit. Got that off the fist, Mike. It still had enough topspin to get through.
As a hitter, you love it.
Make sure you join us tomorrow during the Mariners-Rangers game for the first installment of Twitter Tuesday this season. You're going to have 5 chances to win exciting prizes just by interacting with us on Twitter throughout the ball game. We're going to be posting questions, want to hear from you. So be sure to watch and follow us on Twitter at RootSports_NW. Winners will be chosen at random, and for giveaway rules, visit us at RootSports.com. Good pitching matchup, too. Sashi Iwakuma against Martin Perez, and then Wednesday afternoon, our getaway day game, Wade Miley against Colby Lewis. Martin rounded out the second. Beltre in on the grass at third. Didn't show bunt. Pitch outside, ball one. That was pitch number 60 for Hamels. We're here in the fifth inning. Pitch by the left-hander.
Slow curveball, just 76 miles an hour. Left up in the zone for him to hit it.
4 seasons here in Texas for Martin. Off year last year, hit just 219. In 2014, he hit 274. 7 homers and 40 runs batted in. And he strikes out here for Hamels' 5th K. Back to the top of the order, Nori Aoki.
Left fielder Nori Aoki.
Just joining us. Robinson Cano, first inning home run. Kyle Seager, second inning home run. Flip side, Felix Hernandez. He's got 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, no runs, no hits. Stranded 3. He's hitter batter. He's looked pretty sharp. Nori today is 0 for 2 with a ground out to second and a soft line drive to Beltre at third. He did go, says Tim Joyce.
It's interesting to see Martin square around on the first pitch in his last at bat. We get to know Scott Service and the style of baseball that he wants to play. When I spoke to him in spring training, he said that typically he does not like to bunt runners from first to second. He doesn't want to give up that out. He doesn't feel that it's a huge advantage to do that. So Martin probably trying to bunt for a hit on his own.
One to Aoki. Hamels looking in. Defensively, DeShields, the center fielder. Shallow, 5-6 steps towards the left. In tight. Did that hit him? No, it didn't. 2-1. Strike 2 on Aoki. Hamels on a regular season 7-game win streak. Trailing right now.
Something else that will be interesting to watch is Scott Servais was also saying as far as his lineup goes, but against left-handers, Kyle Seager will probably hit 5th, which he is today. So he'll probably be there again tomorrow. But he said against right-handed pitching, he'll probably hit Kyle 2nd and drop Marte down in the lineup.
Marte 0 for 2 today. 3-2 count to Aoki. Runner at first, one out, pitch. Sing ball past Hamels. Odor will get the tag and throw, and they get the double play. Tough break. Bring King back out onto the mound. He's got a 2-0 lead here in the season opener in Texas. All right, Angie, thank you. Happy Felix Day to everybody and happy opening day. Gotta love the excitement and the promise and the wonder of opening day, because you just don't know how this book is going to be written. Bottom third of the order here against Felix: Rougned Odor, Elvis Andrus, and Robinson Chirinos. Felix so far today, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, no runs, no hits. Odor grounded out to Cano his first time up. He had the weird first inning. What do you think of him since then?
I think he's settled down. I think he's had better command of his fastball. He's been down in the zone with it. Had a good changeup and curveball combination. Hasn't used his slider much.
It's 3-0 here to Odor. Elvis Andrus on deck. Pretty economical with his pitches. 14, 12, 15, and 12 through the first 4 innings, respectively. Here's strike 3-1. Pitch. Walked in. 3rd walk. Wasn't sharp. With that at bat, it's a 3rd walk issued by Felix. Guy has been one of the best of his generation, no question about it. 11 shutouts since debuting in '05, fourth youngest pitcher to reach 2K strikeouts, most in that span in the American League. And hopefully this is the year he's going to win 20. 19-5 against the American League West the last 2 seasons. Last year he won 18 ball games, his best 19 in 1 season. He's done well in the division. Thought last year he had a real good shot to win 20. It just didn't happen. A couple of those hiccup games we talked about during the spring, one at Houston, one at Boston, really cost him. Odor takes off, swing and a miss, throw by Iannetta, not in time. Odor didn't waste any time at all. He stole 6 bases last year, caught 7 times.
And I'm sure it's something that he has worked on. A better percentage. He has the speed. Ended up with a really good jump that time.
Texas 0 for 1, runners in scoring position. Galaxy ahead of Andrews, 0-1. The thing about Andrews, he was Jeff Bannister talking about him. He likes having him at the bottom of the order because he can do so many things: bunt, hit and run. Got a little bit of pop. He'll energize you in the bottom of the order.
He can be tough to defend because he uses the entire field.
You bet. Ron Washington was here too. Remember how many times we saw him squeeze with Andrews?
He can handle the bat. Martin shading towards right center.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Nelson cruising right. Getting over towards the line a little bit when he's playing in. Now Iannetta making a trip out to the mound.
Nice job by Iannetta to get to know that pitching staff during the spring. Experienced guy coming in from Colorado and the Angels. So he's been around the corner more than once.
Probably had to catch a little bit more, maybe go to the bullpen a little bit more than a normal veteran catcher would in spring training. But you're right, he had to get to know everybody. I'm sure he had a lot of conversations with guys in the clubhouse.
Seager, oh, he hits off his glove. And everybody's safe. He was distracted by the runner, Odor. Thought he might have a play on him.
Yeah, he took his eye off the ball right there. He saw Odor out of the corner of his eye, and I think he was going to try to make a tag on him. Take another look at it, see if he looks. Yep, you can see he turns his head right there before he catches the ball. He was going to try to make a play on Odor.
Bottom third of the order are walking an E5 in Texas in business. Runners at the corners. Chirinos is the hitter. He grounded out to Seager, his first time up. Felix in trouble here in inning number 5. Earnest lead on the first inning home run by Cano, a second inning home run by Seager. Odor is a super aggressive player, and Andrews can run, so there's some options here for Jeff Bannister.
And I like that Felix threw over there right away, just to let him know, Andrews know that he's paying attention.
Good lead for Andrews at first. He takes off, bunt, they get it down, runner at third holds. They get the batter, they get him at first. Safely to second is Andrews. No panic on that play. Nice execution.
I wonder if there was a missed sign for the Rangers right there. Andrews was running on the play. He squares around to bunt right here. And the way that he bunted it right back out to the pitcher, I think maybe he thought there was a squeeze on. I don't think Odor would have missed the sign because typically the third base coach will come over and say something to you. Spike Owen, by the way, the third base coach for the Rangers, a former Mariner.
Hector Ortiz at first.
So I think maybe Chirinos missed something.
Runners at second and third, top of the order. Here's DeShields. 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch. This pitch off the plate, ball 1. Felix trying to shut him down. Odor, he's the runner at third. 2-0. Stoudemire Jr., pitching coach. Got his ace in a little bit of a jam here. 2-0. Runners at second and third, and 1 out. You got Chu, Fielder, and Beltre coming up. Look out. Gotta get back in the count here, 3-0. And he does it. They're loaded. Trouble. 4th walk, second this inning. And the bases are loaded, not surprisingly. Here comes Stoudemire Jr. out of the bullpen, out of the dugout, rather. He's got 25 seconds to get his message across. And we can tell you that this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Shadows at some point might prove to be an issue, but Felix, he struggled in that first batter. Odor didn't look sharp breaking ball.
Well, and I think again you saw his fastball come in. He started to lose that too. And the good news for Felix, we've talked about how fast his infield is. A ground ball, he can get a double play. He could probably go to his changeup a little bit more in this at bat to Chu.
So a walk, an E5, a sacrifice, and a walk, and they're loaded for Chu. 0 for 2 so far. Nice stop, smothered job there by Iannetta. Ball 1. So the Mariner ace in hot water here.
Something that you and I have talked about over the years, Dave, in this ballpark. Walks and errors. And so far, 1 error for the Mariners and 4 walks for Felix, and he's been able to pitch his way around it.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. That pitch looked like it was off the plate. Felix caught a break.
So the tracer right on the inside corner. Tied him up with it.
They're loaded up with Odor at third. You got Andrus at second. And DeShields at first.
A lot of speed.
Yes, indeed. Big pitch. Advantage, Shin-Soo Choo. The home runs, Cano and Seager. Mariners on top, and now Choo and the Rangers knocking on the door. 2-1 pitch coming. In tight. Boy, he has lost the feel here. 3-1. It's like with your driver, Mike. You got it going, I feel good, and then boom, it's gone.
Yeah. And that's why he's fighting that right now.
Spot service, Tim Bogart, Mel Stoudemire will get somebody. See if they get somebody stirring. Huge pitch here. 3-1 to Shin-Soo Choo. Ball 4, walked in a run. 3 walks in the inning. Back-to-back walks. Be an RBI for Choo. Scoring on the play is Odor. Everybody else moves up. And this is not good with fielder due. His numbers right now against Felix has had an overwhelming advantage, but right now Felix needs to throw strikes, and Prince knows it better than anybody.
He was able to strike him out his last at bat.
Drama building here on opening day. Felix in trouble. Lead now at 2-1. Pitch to fielder. Little bloop job. Late start. Aoki can't get it. That'll score a run to tie it at 2-2. As Elvis Andrus scores. RBI for fielder. Just his third career hit off of Felix Hernandez. We get a new ball game.
And that's the first hit for the Rangers. Mariners have the shift on, so Marte, the shortstop, is over on the right side of the infield. And with fielder hitting, Aoki was playing deep and left, not able to get to it.
A tumultuous inning here for Felix Hernandez. Beltre would be the 7th man to the plate. There's one out. The bases are loaded. And the Rangers have a chance to take the lead. Beltre puts it in play. Oh, he booted it! He booted a routine play. Run scores. 3-2. Texas. Scoring on the play to Shields. Second error of the inning. That was a chance to get out of it.
Looks like a routine play right to Marte, and it is. It goes off the heel.
2 errors in this inning.
Maybe just trying to hurry the play, but it was routine. 2 hopper right to him.
He's 6 and RBI for Beltre. Now Moreland, the 8th man to the plate. Crowd on its feet here at Texas. Mike Montgomery heating up for Scott Service in the Mariner bullpen in left center field. And King in trouble and needs some help. Monty in his first opening day. Big swing and a miss by Moreland. It was 0 for 2. Chu at third, fielder at second, and Beltre at first. There's your pitch count for this inning. It's not pretty. Shift on for Moreland. 2 defenders on the right side. Pitch. In tight. 1-1.
Almost hit him. And we were talking about how strange the first inning was. This one might be stranger.
There's no question. Especially when you look at the 2 errors.
And the 3 walks.
Yeah. He's got 5 walks against just 2 strikeouts. 1 out. Bases loaded in the 3-2 Texas lead here in the 5th. So Chu's at third. Fielder at second. Beltre's at first. Trying to get Mitch Moreland, a 1-1 pitch coming. Pop back up this way. 1-2. The next pitch will be number 25 for the inning. Big house here at Globe Life Park, home of the defending American League West champion Texas Rangers. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Root Sports crew on hand here. Big pitch here, 1-2 to Moreland. Struck him out. And they're 2 away. That's a big strikeout, his 3rd of the ball game.
We'll take a look at it. We've been talking about the curveball, and he's able to get this one down into the dirt as he swings over the top of it. Good job by Iannetta to keep it in front of him. Again, the Rangers 3 runs, and they had just 1 hit in the ball game.
Boy, oh boy.
Mike Montgomery.
Brings up Ian Desmond, the 9th man to the plate here in the 5th inning. Rangers have scored 3 times to take the lead. Bases are loaded. Oh, that could have been a whale of trouble if that stayed fair. Strike one. Even with the greatest pitchers, stuff happens. I mean, it's baseball. I mean, he had second, third, fourth inning, things were rolling pretty good.
He's looking great.
Here's the 0-1. Bouncing ball, foul. 0-2 to Desmond. Desmond 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts, and you know he's anxious and fired up. Would like to come up with a knock here for his new team. Felix looking to bear down. Ahead 0-2.
Well, Felix now at 80 pitches. His pitch count was in great shape before this inning, but as we mentioned, 3 walks and 2 errors behind him have not helped.
0-2 to Desmond, down low.
Missed with the changeup.
Shadows moving in, coming in from the first baseline. So could be interesting for batters as we move forward. 1-2 pitch here to Ian Desmond. Swing and a miss, struck him out, but a bad inning for the Mariners. They give up 3, make a couple of errors. They do strand 3. Texas in front now, 3-2. Here on opening day in Arlington, Texas. Folks out to have a good time. Look like they got here early, and I'm going to bet they're going to stay late. Beautiful day here right now. Temperature at 84 degrees. Hey, this week only, T-Mobile customers can get a free season-long subscription to MLB.TV Premium. Go to T-Mobile.com/MLB to sign up now and catch every moment on America's fastest-growing LTE network. Many times over the years, Michael, we have seen the King pick up his ball club. They need to return the favor now.
Yeah, and again, he had to pitch around a couple of errors.
Through 29 pitches, Felix did in the 5th. Got his total up to 82. Here's Ketel Marte leading off. 0 for 2 today, a couple of groundouts to short. First big league opening day for the youngster. One hop to Odor. One out that'll bring up Robinson Cano. That's what Hamels has done to this point. It was a 17-game winner for the Phillies back in 2012. World Series hero for the Phillies in 08 against Tampa Bay. Won a game with his 2 starts. Odor, busy man. 2 outs.
You mentioned the 29 pitches for Felix, so what you don't want to see is a quick inning to run him right back out there again. So 2 quick outs for the Mariners, and that's the reason why Nelson Cruz is taking his time on deck. Slow stroll up to the plate.
Probably called time once or twice.
Wouldn't be surprised if he takes a pitch or 2.
5 assists already for Rougned Odor at second base. Hamels has 8 groundouts. Nelly today struck out and walked. He's behind 0-2. Almost 32 years old, out of San Diego, lives in Southlake, Texas now. 8-player trade with the Phillies on the trade deadline last July 31st. And a Cruz 0-2. Outfield straight away and deep. Up trade deep at third. He went fishing. Now you got a piece of it. Bat stays alive. '88 home runs, 201 RBIs the last 2 years, 44 home runs for the Mariners. Year before 40 and 108 for Baltimore. A lot of big years here in Texas for Nelly as well. Last 2 years he went 24 and 90, 27 and 76. Easy hop for Andrews. Throws high, safe. That'll keep the inning alive. He's 6.
Tried to put a little extra on it. Cruz hustling down the line. And Morgan had a jump in the air for it.
Let's see if that's a door opener the Mariners can capitalize on with Kyle Seager coming up, a home run and a strikeout. Mariners 12-7 against these Rangers last year. And again, 6 of the first 9 games here in the regular season against Texas. Mariners second homestand in the month of April, 3 with Houston and 3 with the world champion Kansas City Royals last week of April. It's Fallow and 2. Cano, home run with 2 outs in the first inning. Cano then watched Seager hit a leadoff homer in the second. 2-0 Mariners, and then things fell apart in the 5th. For Felix, 29 pitches, 3 runs, only 1 earned, 1 hit, 2 errors. And the Rangers left 3 men aboard. Pitch from Hamels, down low, blocked by Trinos. And in that 5th inning, Rangers sent 9 men to the plate. There he is, Roger Staubach in the red shirt and the blue cap, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. Out of the Naval Academy and the Dallas Cowboys. Heisman Trophy winner, 1963. Gets through Chirinos, and Cruz will advance to second.
That will be a wild pitch. Kyle in his first at bat hit a fastball out of the ballpark. The next time up he saw a couple of breaking balls, and wouldn't be surprised if Hamels with 2 strikes goes back to the breaking ball again.
Tying run at second. Odor, the second baseman, playing a short right field. Hamels comes set 2-2 to Kyle. Flips it the other way. Foul.
That looked like the cutter. You can see it was off the plate away.
There we go, 2-2. Struck him out. That is strikeout number 6 for Hamels as he ends the Mariners' 6th, stranding Cruz. 3-2 Rangers. Glorious day here in Arlington, Texas. Blue sky, sunshine, about 84 degrees. The season opener for the Mariners and the Texas Rangers. 3-2 Texas right now. Let's see if Felix might even get the field back here in the 6th inning. He really lost it in the 5th. 29 pitches, 9 men to the plate, 3 runs scored, only 1 earned, 2 errors. Didn't help.
No, you're right. You'd like to see him work ahead of these guys, especially now that you have the shadows out in front of home plate. He could take advantage of that.
Line drive hit foul by Rougned Odor. Is it as bad or worse than it looks on TV in terms of being in the shadows and the pitchers in the sunlight?
I think that it's bad for the hitters right now, and the reason why is it's tough to pick up the spin of the baseball. You can see it come out of his hand, but a lot of times it'll look as if it's gray.
Look out. Good grief. Whew. To your point, watch how the ball turns from white to gray right here.
And you can see how late he was on his swing with this fastball.
That bat was only good for jousting. Give him a hardy steed. Odor, Anderson, Chirino, 7, 8, 9 coming up here for the Rangers. Felix has struck out 4, but he's walked 5, including 3 in the 5th inning. And just 1 hit. Prince fielder base hit to left field, brought in a run. Odor fooled badly and Boy, throw inside. And Lynn made the catch and got out of the way of a hard-charging Odor. Strikeout number 5 for Felix. Let's take a look at the Mariners' calendar. It's brought to you by Sleep Train. You mentioned 6 of the first 9 against these Rangers will be home Friday. Want to see you out at Safeco Field Friday night. Ken Griffey Jr. will be throwing out the first pitch. Then we go on the road after the Texas series. The Yankees. Bring your overcoat and galoshes, Mike. We're going to Cleveland in April. Not a good sign.
I will.
Speaking of Ken Griffey Jr., Larry Stone, great column. Seattle Times a couple of days ago. He went back. He happened to be in the Pittsburgh area. Went to Denora, Pennsylvania, old steel town. That is the home of the Griffeys, where he and his dad were born. Grandfather played high school ball with Stan the Man Music. Sadly, Denora has fallen on hard times, as many of those Steel Valley towns have in the greater Pittsburgh area. Andrus 0 for 1. Walked and reached on an error by Seager. Pitch number 89 for Felix. Mariners did have Mike Montgomery up, as Felix struggled in the 5th inning. Ball 2. Now Tony Zick is up. The bullpen, Peralta, Zick, Cishek, Benoit, Vincent, Nuno, and Montgomery, the lefties. Off the end of the bat, a squibber to Cano, throws him out. 2 away here in the Texas 6th. Ride from Sound Transit's new Link light rail stations on Capitol Hill or at the UW for the best seats in the house. Plan your trip at soundtransit.org.
I wonder if this will be the last inning for Felix. He's at 90 pitches now. I think with the way spring training went, probably go 100 to 105 today, but he did have the long inning. And for your first time out, managers, pitching coaches, they do not like to see that.
The 29 in the 5th inning really hurt. Breaking ball, strike to Chirinos. 0 for 2, 2 ground outs. Checked it earlier, and I'm reminded now that the weekend weather in Seattle being described as fabulous. Get your tickets, come out and see Mariner baseball. Hit foul. Be nice to have good weather in Seattle after the wet season, the wettest season ever.
I thought I saw 70 degrees, sunny and 70 on Friday.
Correct.
Yeah.
Told the rain was relentless yesterday. Swing and a miss. Chirino's gone. So are the Rangers in the 6th. A good 1-2-3 inning against the bottom third of the order. Felix in the Mariners trail 3-2. Good to hear your voices. Look forward to seeing you guys at the ballpark on Friday. Here in the top of the 7th, Cole Hamels will face Franklin Gutierrez, Adam Lind, and Chris Iannetta. Mariners 2 runs on 2 hits in the first 2 innings. Offense has been stagnant over the last 4. Hamels shutting them out on just 1 hit. Base hit to right by Iannetta in the 5th. And Felix, day is done. As Beltre wearing him out. See if Goody can generate something. He's 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch.
Montgomery throwing again in the pen for the Mariners, so looks like Mike will get his first appearance of the year.
Goody in a good count, 2-0. Here's Mike Montgomery. A nice run of success last year as a starter. 2-0. 3-0. Keone Kela is from Seattle. He is heating up. We got a bunch of hard throwers out there, including Tom Wilhelmsen, a former Mariner. Had a chance to say hello to Tom. There's Big T. They're cranking music in the clubhouse. In Rangers clubhouse, and the OJ song Love Train came on, and yeah, Tom broke out into a dance. Yes, he did.
No surprise.
He said to the guys, it's been great being over and with the Texas Ball Club. He said, geez, I just wanted to be a fly on the wall, but these guys have been so welcoming and everything, and you know I'm not a fly on the wall. Big personality and adds to the arsenal for these Rangers. 3-2 to Goody. And he's aboard with a walk, the 3rd walk issued by Cole Hamels. See if the Mariners can capitalize. Make sure you join the Mariners and Boeing for Salute to Armed Forces Night this Friday at 6:10 against the A's. Get there early. We've got a special pregame ceremony. Then after the game, 10,000 fans are going to receive a collectible military coin. Tickets at mariners.com. Fly over today. A couple of F-16s came over. And that was pretty interesting. And last week, down in Arizona, we saw the Blue Angels practicing. And man, did they make a lot of noise. Adam Lind 0 for 2. The ground out and a strikeout.
Nuno also getting loose in the pen. So both the left-handers getting ready.
Pitch number 90. Trying to put the Mariners in front. 0-2. We talked about the bullpen earlier. A lot of new guys. And, you know, Jerry and Scott are hoping for a speedy recovery for Charlie Furbush.
No, you're absolutely right about that. It's the reason why Montgomery is out in the pen right now, because Charlie wasn't able to leave camp. Still trying to get him healthy.
Missing that left-hander out of the bullpen. Shoulder issues. Laying behind 0-2. And holding on to the foul tip is Chirinos. Cole Hamels with his 7th strikeout. There's one away here in the 7th inning. Strikeouts per 9 active leaders. What a group. Kershaw, Hamels, Scott Kazmir, 3 lefties, Felix, and then Jake Peavy.
Hamels has had a really good changeup going today. Was able to get the strikeout, the last strikeout on the changeup.
Netta looks at the strike. Chris will walk and a base hit. Giants beat Milwaukee today 12-3. Washington 2-2 at Atlanta, end of 6. Arnetta behind now, 0-2. Bryce Harper homered in his first at bat for the Nationals, playing at Atlanta. We go back on, and that's 4 consecutive years he's homered on opening day. MVP in the National League. Dusty Baker now at the helm.
That is something it seemed that Junior did every year.
Came across some National League numbers, offensive numbers, and Harper was at 1, 2, or 3 in just about every category. What a year. As we were talking about the shadows. Through the whole, base hit. The first and second for the Mariners with 1 away, and I'll bring up Leonys Martin. That looks like he's being called back. And he is. Here comes Dae-Ho Lee. Take a look at our CenturyLink. What's next? Tomorrow, good matchup. Martin Perez goes against Sashi Iwakuma. And then on Wednesday, we'll wrap it up with Wade Miley making his Mariner debut, going against the veteran Colby Lewis. Dae-Ho Lee, there's a look at Wade, pride of Louisiana. Doug Brocail, the new pitching coach, with Mike Maddox going over to Washington. A scouting report on Dae-Ho Lee, who's going to pinch hit for Leonys Martin.
It's one of the things we were talking about at the end of spring training when Lee had made the club. These are the situations that he's going to find himself in. I think it was the last spring game, it was second to the last spring game, he pinch hit a double out off the fence in left field.
He's got big time power. Jeff Bannister, skipper for the Rangers. And again, the adjustment period continues for Lee. Everybody's seeing is brand new to him.
New ballpark, new pitcher. Started him off with the changeup. .332 home runs in his years at Korea and Japan. Early in spring training, pretty much cleared the berm in Peoria. Home run to left. Could use a long one right here. It was after that home run we started to see him more breaking balls, change-ups, splits.
Was going to have to hit a bunch of them. Get people off it for sure. 1-1 pitch. Did he go? He did, as they check the first base umpire, Marvin Hudson.
He didn't like it.
There's the pitch count on Hamels. Come back with a breaking ball here.
He threw the cutter in on his hands after the changeup. Back with the changeup again.
1-2. Lead pinch hitting for Martin, who went 0 for 2 today. Pitch number 100 is next. Mariners down a run. Struck him out.
Stayed with the changeup.
Strikeout number 8. Cole Hamels.
So 3 changeups in a row. This one down out of the strike zone. Mariners are now 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Hamels right at 100 pitches.
They need Nori Aoki to keep this inning alive. Runners at first and second. 2 outs now, top of the order. Aoki 0 for 3, 2 ground outs and a soft liner. Rudy at second, Iannetta at first. Strike one. Hamels with 8 Ks, 3 walks. They got fooled there. And again, the shadow's not helping.
He started him with the changeup, came back 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Weak swing.
Mariners threatened, but Aoki behind 0-2 with 2 on, down a run. On play. Ballpark come to mind that's really bad with shadows. I know old Yankee, I mean real old Yankee Stadium was very bad. I remember watching that during the World Series as a kid. And what about when you play?
Most of the time, it doesn't matter the ballpark. It's the start time, and starting at 3 o'clock is something that you rarely see.
It used to be standard issue way back in the Babe Ruth days. 3 o'clock starts. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball, ground ball, Odor. Another assist for him. His 6th, and the Mariners strand 2 in the 7th. Cole Hamels and the Rangers lead it 3-2. Download the app and play today. Happy opening day, everybody. Mariners on the short end right now, 3-2 here in Texas. As we look at pre-game preparations that have led to this, a beautiful day here in Arlington, big crowd. As the Mariners open at Texas for the first time. Take a look at the game summary. Here's how we got to this point. How about Robinson Cano picking up where he left off during the spring?
In the first inning with 2 outs. Lines a home run out to right. 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Take you to the second inning. 1-0 pitch to Kyle Seager.
And leading off the second inning, Kyle hits one out to center field for his first home run.
But our Columbia Bank difference, though, was the 5th inning. Felix had to throw 29 pitches, 2 errors made behind him.
That one by Kyle Seager. Looks like he was going to try to tag the runner, turned his head a little bit too soon.
That brings up Shin Soo Choo, and he walks to force in a run. And then Fielder with an excuse me base hit.
Yeah. The Mariners had the shift on, and you can see Marte, who was on the right side of the infield, not able to get back in time to make the play.
And then this should have been inning-ending double play, and Marte boots it. So is that kind of an inning for Felix, who finishes the day 6 innings, a 1-hit, 3-run ball, 1 earned, 5 walks, 6 Ks, 1 hit batter, 93 pitches, 56 for strikes. Mike Montgomery in his first opening day comes on in relief here in the 7th inning.
Something that he is not used to. He's been a starter. They asked him to pitch out of the bullpen. See what he did last year. 4.60 ERA, 4-6 record. He had 64 strikeouts in 90 innings. Opponents hit .261 against him.
Monty got off to a great start. First 7 starts, went 4-2 with a 1.62 ERA, but sluggish finish, going 0-4 with an 8.33 over his final 9 starts. So new territory for him as a reliever, filling the void. Charlie Furbush out for an indeterminate amount of time. Top of the order, and DeShields. Delino is 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch and walked and scored. He followed by Shin-Soo Choo and Prince Fielder. New center fielder is Aoki. Make that Seth Smith into left field. Now Aoki moves over from left to center with Martin taken out of the ballgame. Martin lifted for pinch hitter. That was Dae-Ho Lee.
So on the bench, you had Clevenger, the backup catcher, and Sardinas.
2-1 pitch.
Mike has a good fastball. He'll be 93, 94 with his fastball. Uses a curveball and a changeup.
Two-two. Breaking ball. Swung on and missed. And DeShields is gone. Felix had been dominant in his previous opening day assignments. Not a good one today.
6 innings, just 1 hit, 3 runs, only 1 of them was earned. Number that he will not be happy about is the 5 walk. Also hit a batter.
Shin-Soo Choo, the hitter, 0 for 2, walk and a RBI. Bases loaded walk. Big 5th inning for Texas. RBI walk. The Choo fielder singled in a run. E6 RBI for Adrian Beltre. That's a foul ball. Action in the Texas pen. Jake Diekman is heating up. Here's 1-1. It misses. Ball 2. Hard thrower, Jake Diekman. Fouled off the bunt attempt. 2-2.
He was trying to beat the shift. See Kyle Seager out the shortstop position.
I think more guys will be more proactive there, because as opposed to being stubborn and saying, you know what, let me just try to. This could be trouble down the line. That is foul.
Yes, I think they will, and I think you'll see more of that too, especially with 2 strikes. It was trying to go the other way.
And I'm looking at a concerted effort. It seemed like, yeah, you're going to shift. All right, I'm going to hit through it. I'll hit over.
Well, sometimes the third baseman wouldn't move until the hitter had 2 strikes on him, unless it's somebody that you would rather have them bunt.
Right. 2-2 the count. Shadow's taken over. Strike 3 called. Money. Back-to-back strikeouts to start his first relief stint as a big leaguer.
Good looking breaking ball from him.
Two outs, nobody on from Prince Fielder. RBI single to left. And that is the only hit for the Rangers so far this afternoon. Nice bounce back year for Prince. Montgomery off speed pitch there. Neck injury a couple of years ago for Prince really shut down his season. Strike 3 called. Monty striking out the side here in the 7th. See if the Mariners can generate some offense with Marte, Cano, and Cruz coming up trailing by 1. It's great to see that special bunting out at ballparks. You know, it's either opening day or the playoffs. Good situation here as we take a look at our Fish Casino. Big catch, and Cole Hamels, Mike, had a heck of a day.
Had a good fastball today. He was 93 to 94. Used his cutter quite a bit. Also had the curveball working, but I thought his best pitch was his changeup. Was able to get a number of his strikeouts on the changeup. Did give up a couple of home runs, but he also ended up with 8 strikeouts in this one through the 7 innings that he pitched.
.104 pitches, 69 for strikes.
You can see the 8 strikeouts. He did have 3 walks, 2 runs. They were both earned. A couple of solo home runs, one by Cano, the other by Seager. Mariners just 4 hits through the 7 innings.
I got a tough battle here. Jake Diekman, who came over with Hamels from Philly last July, takes over. Marte, Cano, and Cruz.
I already mentioned that he throws hard. The first fastball, 99 miles an hour.
Went Texas last year in 26 games, no record, a 2.08 ERA and 21 2/3 innings with 20 Ks and 7 walks. Marte today is grounded out twice to short, once to second. Here's the profile. Numbers for both Philadelphia and Texas. Won 5 games for the Phillies in 2014, went 5-5, 2-1 last year. Strike 1 to Marte. No count now, 3-2.
Scott Service would really like to see either Marte or Cano or both of them get on base right here so that when Cruz comes to the plate, an opportunity to give him the lead.
Easy play for Shin-Soo Choo in right field. Checking with Angie Menting.
Second baseman Robinson Cano.
Nothing wrong with that, that's for sure. Here's Cano. Breaking ball for a strike. Robbie with a first inning home run, lined out the short fourth inning, grounded out the second in the sixth. Line drive that went into about the second row. Right field stands, and that home run by Cano in the first inning. 1-2. Good to have him healthy. You've got to tip your cap to him for a .331 second half, playing with a double hernia last year, second half of the season. Good pitch by Jake Diekman. 2 away. 2 outs, nobody on here in the 8th, and it's your last chance to be on hand for this Friday's home opener. All you have to do is buy a 10-game flex pack, and you'll be cheering on the Mariners at Safeco Field for one of the biggest games of the year. For more info, log on to mariners.com/flex. Always a wonderful outing opening day at Safeco Field. Nobody does it better than Kevin Martinez and his crew at Safeco Field. Ken Griffey Jr. with the icing on top of the cake, throwing out the first pitch. And we'll be on the air at 6 p.m. with full coverage of everything. He's going to try to tie it up here. He's got a 1-1 count.
And a good breaking ball from Diekman. Difficult when you're trying to get ready for 98, 99 miles an hour.
2-1. So Nelly has to look at in terms of shadows.
Tough.
That's not a lot of laughs.
No.
0 for 2 against Diekman. Two balls, 2 strikes. A 1-run ball game here. Diekman 2-2 to Nelson Cruz. 2 outs in the 8th. Full count. We can keep it going. Kyle Seager's next. Outfield deep for Cruz. Pitch. Oh, he just got a piece of that.
98.
Oh, man. That's impressive in its own right.
It is. When you put the shadows out there,
Yeah.
makes it really tough.
3-2 to Nelly. Bouncing ball snagged by Diekman. 1-2-3 go the Mariners in the 8th. Rangers hold a 3-2 lead. Battle on Root Sports is brought to you by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By Chai Franciscan Health, the Mariners' official partners in health. Learn to stay Northwest healthy at nwhealthy.org. And by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Double Jack Burger today, only at Jack in the Box. Great to have you with us. Opening day 2016. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the Root Sports crew. Mike Montgomery struck out the side in his first inning of relief. It was in the 7th. He'll face 4, 5, and 6 here in the 8th inning. Beltre to lead it off. Beltre, left center field, hanging up for Seth Smith. One away in the 8th. Make sure you're on hand for the tradition. That is opening night at Safeco Field. Friday, the Mariners will host the A's, 7:10 first pitch. Get there early, enjoy the pregame show that includes red carpet intros and a first pitch by Hall of Famer Ken Griffey Jr. It's Mariners opening night. It's presented by your local Ford stores. Mitch Moreland, 0 for 3, couple strikeouts, sandwich around a fly to center. Mariners runs coming by the home run. Cano in the first, Seager in the second. Nothing since. Felix did not have a good opening day. 6 innings and 1 hit, 3-run ball, 1 earned run, 5 walks, 6 Ks, hit a batter, 93 pitches, 56 for strikes. And Sean Tolleson, closer, and a good one. Getting ready.
And there it is again, Dave. You see Moreland trying to bunt with 1 strike. Again, the Mariners have the shift on, and now Kyle Seager starting to work his way back in a little bit. Try to take that away from him.
Hold by Arenado. Ball 3. Moreland, the Texas first baseman. And Desmond on deck. Money with his first walk. One out base runner for Texas here in the 8th. We want you to join in on the conversation. For up-to-date game info and live interaction, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Check us out. Stay connected with Root Sports. In Desmond, 0 for 3. Foul back. Montgomery ahead, 0-2. There's been a late signee, February 29th. Ball 2 strikes. Where's number 20 to honor a Hall of Famer, Frank Robinson. Played for Frank in Washington. Strike 3 called. Montgomery with his 4th strikeout. There's 2 down here in the 8th.
He has thrown the ball well today. This is a fastball. Again, he has a good fastball, 93, 94 miles an hour, but that one right there. The question you have when somebody becomes a reliever, are they going to be able to get in the game and throw strikes? And he's done exactly that.
You know what's good about it too, to your point, not building into it, just doing it now.
Yep.
You know, that's a mentality you have to have as a reliever. Clearly he's bought into it. Odor, 0 for 2 with a walk, and a run scored, and a stolen base.
Tony Zick up again. Second time he has been up in the bullpen.
Breaking ball. Another diving stop by Lynn. Nicely done. Last licks here for the Mariners as we go to the top of the ninth. Seager, Goody, Lynn down a run. 3-2 Texas. Mariners down to their last 3 outs, trailing 3-2 here. Scott Service. First game as a big league manager, first time as a manager anywhere, any place. Got off to the good start. Home runs by Cano in the first and Seager in the second, 2-0, but the King couldn't hold on, had a bad fifth inning. 29 pitches, gave up 3 runs, only 1 earned. And hurt by 2 errors. New pitcher, Sean Tollison, 35 saves a year ago.
And he is going to come right at you with a good fastball. At times he'll elevate it. Hard breaking ball.
Kyle Seager, first hitter. Ball 1. Tollison, 28 years old, out of Dallas, lives in Allen, Texas. Picked him up on waivers from the Dodgers in November of 2013. Seager with a home run. Since then, he struck out swinging twice, both on 0-2 pitches at the hands of Cole Hamels.
Kyle 2 for 4 off of Tollison. One of those hits, a home run.
Bouncing ball, Odor. Tollison covers, well executed. 1 out.
We'll take a look at it. Moreland, the first baseman, dives for it. Not sure he knew that Odor was standing right there. Pretty good play by Tollison to get over on time.
Tollison last year 5th in the American League in saves with 35. Boxberger with Tampa led the way with 41. Houston Street had 40. Here's Goody, 0 for 1, hit by a pitch and walked. Strike 1. Beltre hugging the line at third. Let's pitch in there for a strike. Three-2 Rangers. All their runs coming in the fifth inning. The thing that's so perplexing about that, through the first 4 innings, it had minor hiccup in the first inning for Felix with the hit batter and a walk, and there was an interference. But then he goes innings 2, 3, 4. He was fine.
Cruising.
Yeah, and then everything just seems. They all burst in the fifth inning.
For the Rangers, 3 runs on 1 hit. And there hasn't been a home run for him, tells the story.
Yes, sir. 2-2 to Goody. 1 out, nobody on. Mariners down a run. Two and 2. Mariners need a base runner. Gone back. Goody trying to generate some offense here with 1 out, nobody on, against a tough reliever in Sean Tolleson. Pitch. Struck him out. 2 down. It comes down to Adam Lind. He's 0 for 3. Ground out the first, strikeout, and a strikeout.
Probably happy to see a right-handed pitcher.
Roger that. He likes the fastball. Tolleson's got one, and this is a home run ballpark. Strike 1. Odor in short right field on the mini shift for Adam. Ranger pitchers have struck out 10 today. Oh, and 2. Tolleson ready, way ahead here. No balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 called, game over. So Felix loses for the first time on opening day. His record now 6-1. 1 inning cost him, and the Mariners offense couldn't pick it up after the 2 early home runs.
No, not very often that you're going to lose a ball game when the opposing team gets just the 1 hit, but a couple of errors, 3 walks in the inning. That was in the 5th. Basically gave them the 3 runs. They did have the 1 hit in that inning from Fielder, but again, 3 walks and a couple errors really hurt today.
Hamels the winner, Hernandez the loser, saved to Tolleson. 49,289 on hand, 2:38 the time of game. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines begins in 90 seconds.